Can you tell the difference between a Bible story and a fairy tale? Well, get ready to test your knowledge. It's time for Bible or Not. Happy day, Biblephiles. I have 5 stories, and you have to decide which are in the Bible and which are fairy tales. Now, no names will be given, and I've tried to disguise the obvious elements of these stories, so you will need to listen closely. I'll read through each story, and then you'll have 10 seconds to lock in your answer. When time's up, I'll tell you if the story is from the Bible or if it's a fairy tale. Are you ready? Let's play Bible or Not. Our first story. A powerful, experienced warrior challenges his enemy to a one-on-one winner-take-all fight. The only one brave enough to fight him is a small boy. The warrior carries a sword, the boy a strap of leather and a couple of rocks. With remarkable accuracy, the boy hits the warrior on the forehead, and the once proud warrior falls to the ground in defeat. Is this a Bible story or a fairy tale? Lock in your answer. This is the story of David and Goliath, and it is a Bible story. You can find it in 1 Samuel chapter 17. Now on to our second story. A young boy trades his family's cow for 3 seeds. He plants the seeds and wakes up to find they've grown into a large vine that climbs into the sky. The boy climbs the vine and discovers a giant who has a home in the clouds. The boy angers the giant, and the giant chases the boy down the vine. The boy reaches the ground first and cuts the vine, causing the giant to fall. Is this a Bible story or a fairy tale? Lock in your answer. This is the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, and it is a fairy tale. Now, Jack and the Beanstalk is a very old story and was popularized by an Australian writer, Joseph Jacobs, who published his version of the story in his 1890 collection, English Fairy Tales. Let's go to our third story. A kind but poor shoemaker and his wife are repeatedly saved from financial ruin by a group of small workers who make beautiful shoes every night. To show their appreciation, the shoemaker and his wife make tiny, beautiful clothes and shoes for these hard workers. The workers are so delighted with their gifts, they leave the shoemaker's shop dancing, only to never be seen again. Is this a Bible story or a fairy tale? Lock in your answer. This is the story of the elves and the shoemaker, and it is another fairy tale. The story was published by the Brothers Grimm in 1812. On to our fourth story. A man is told to go to a great city and deliver a message, but he runs away and boards a boat sailing in the opposite direction. The man is thrown overboard and is immediately swallowed by a big fish. 3 days later, the fish spits him out onto dry land. Again, the man is told to deliver the message. He does so, and the people listen to his message, saving themselves from destruction. Is this a Bible story or a fairy tale? Lock in your answer. This is a Bible story. You can read about Jonah and the whale or Jonah and the big fish in the book of Jonah. And finally, our fifth and final story for this episode of Bible or Not. A town, desperate to rid itself of a rodent infestation, makes a deal with a stranger. The stranger solves the problem by playing his musical instrument. The task is completed, but the town's leaders refuse to pay. The stranger changes his tune and leads some of the townspeople away, never to be seen again. Is this a Bible story or a fairy tale? Lock in your answer. Our last story for this episode of Bible or Not is a fairy tale. The Pied Piper of Hamelin was written by Robert Browning and published in 1842. So how did you do? Were you able to tell which were Bible stories and which were fairy tales? Share in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm planning more Bible quiz videos, so stay tuned. I want to shout out my sister in Christ, Jessie, who sparked the idea for this episode of Bible or Not. She really got me to thinking, a lot of folks come to Christ later in life, and they may not have been exposed to the Bible before then. So perhaps they heard stories such as David and Goliath and Jack and the Beanstalk, but they didn't know which were Bible stories and which were fairy tales. So thanks to Jessie for inspiring this episode. Now let's end with the blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and show you his favor. May the Lord lift up his face toward you and give you peace.